I'm 23 now, and about a year ago, I ended things with my ex, who's 31. We had been together for almost 3 years, living in his city for 2 of them, sharing a place in pretty much every moment with his entire family. Things were rough, not just with him but with everyone around him. I won't get into every painful detail, but those 2 years slowly stripped away who I was. I lost myself entirely. I became someone I barely recognized, a ghost of the person I used to be. Somehow, I eventually found the strength to leave the toxic situation, even though his entire family, his parents, his sisters, his brothers, were all part of the problem. They constantly blamed me for everything, and after being told over and over by 7 different people that everything was my fault and that I deserved what I got, I started to believe it. But that's just a bit of background, not the main point of all this. Just 2 days ago, out of nowhere, I got a message on Instagram from my ex's new girlfriend. She's probably around 21 or 22, at least that's what her profile says. She noticed that my old backup account, one I haven't used in years, was still following my ex. And that apparently was enough for her to unleash a bunch of nasty messages I won't bother repeating. I didn't even know she existed before she messaged me. I had already blocked my ex on all my accounts after I left him, except for that one, I guess, but I don't even remember the password to log in anymore. If I had known she was around and still wouldn't have blocked that old account, maybe I would have handled it differently, but honestly, probably not. And judging by how things played out, she wouldn't have believed me either way. Still, I didn't argue with her. I didn't fire back or even respond to any of her insults. I just sent her one message telling her she needed to get out now. I have no idea what kind of twisted story they've told her about me, and frankly, I don't care anymore. What matters is that I survived it, and I'm free. She started sending me voice messages after that. I didn't listen to a single one. I just repeated my warning: if she's smart, she'll walk away before it's too late. Because right now, everything probably looks great, just like it once did for me, until it slowly becomes your job to give them every cent you make, clean the entire house, and look after not only your boyfriend but his father and brothers too, because, they're men. I told her not to fall for the charming, polite version of him, because that guy's a mask. He's not kind. He's not safe. He's manipulative. He lies well. He twists your reality until you think you're the one causing the chaos. I warned her that he'd turn abusive in time. Maybe she didn't read a word I wrote. Maybe she did but chose to ignore it. Either way, I hope someday something I said sticks, before it's too late for her too. My best friend, let's call her Betty, was sitting beside me while all of this was going down. We were out meeting up with another friend, both of them sipping coffee and chatting away, not paying much attention. When I mentioned that I had messaged the new girlfriend, Betty's entire vibe shifted. She looked irritated and told me I shouldn't have warned her. That caught me off guard. Betty has always known the full story. She was there, picking up the pieces when I finally got out. So, when she seemed to defend him, it felt like a punch to the gut. I asked her why she would say that, but instead of giving me a real answer, she just started preaching about how I needed to forgive and move on. I was stunned. And then, to my surprise, our other friend agreed with her. Since then, Betty's gone completely silent. She hasn't reached out once. I don't get it. She stood by me through everything. She saw what that relationship did to me. And now she's telling me to let it go like none of it ever happened? It got worse. Through mutual friends, I found out that Betty told people I was bitter and only said all that to the new girlfriend because I still had feelings for my ex. That's not just insulting, it's a total betrayal. I asked her directly what was going on, and she ignored me completely. No explanation, no apology. Nothing. We've been best friends since we were kids. She was the one who helped open my eyes and gave me the strength to leave him. This doesn't feel like her. I don't know if warning that girl was really such a mistake or if something else is going on with Betty. I just don't understand why she would suddenly take his side, why she's saying these things about me, why she's pretending I'm the bad guy here. And worst of all, I don't know if I'll ever be able to forgive her for this. She looked me dead in the eyes in front of the police and my mom and said I deserved everything my ex did to me. According to her, it was all my fault, because I must have done something to cause it. She said there had to be something wrong with me, because with her, he wasn't like that at all. She even claimed he cried when she showed him pictures of me. And look, maybe it sounds ridiculous, I get that, but when you've spent years in therapy trying to stop blaming yourself, trying to stop feeling broken and unlovable and filthy inside, that kind of comment cuts deep. She knew it too. She knew exactly what that would do to me. She knew how hard I'd worked to heal, and she still chose to twist the knife right into the one wound I was just beginning to close. I can't go into all the legal details right now, but I just got back from the police station. I'm waiting for the complaint to be officially filed. I really don't want to say too much in case it affects anything. But what I can say is I'm beyond lucky to have witnesses, support, and the love of people who actually care about me. My stepdad, who's never treated me any different from his own, works in the justice system, and he's helping me hire a lawyer. He knows what he's doing, and right now, I need that kind of guidance. I had to let this out before heading to work. What comes next is going to be tough. It's going to take a long time and drain me emotionally. And yeah, my ex is involved in this mess too. I probably would have just let things fade into the background, but I'm tired of letting people walk all over me. Maybe back then I gave off the impression that I was someone you could hurt without consequences, but not anymore. Trying to drag my name through the mud, keeping up the harassment, and now coming after my best friend? That was it. That was the final straw. That's what made everything boil over. So if you're reading this, if somehow this gets passed around again and you land on it, I hope you both go through something that even remotely resembles the hell I've lived through these past days. You once said I'd forgive and forget because I'm too nice. Not anymore. There's no forgiveness here. There's no forgetting. You hurt me in ways I can't describe, and now I'm going to fight back legally. I don't care what it does to your careers or your reputations. I don't even care if it destroys your lives. You made me feel unsafe in my own home. That's where I draw the line. I should have pressed charges the moment I escaped that nightmare. But back then, I didn't even have the energy to breathe. Now I do. And whether that's lucky for me or unlucky for you, I've got rage fueling me too. I'm angry. I feel betrayed. I feel shattered. But I also know deep down that none of this was my fault. I'm not alone, and I'm not weak anymore. It's going to be a long road ahead, but I've got therapy, I've got an amazing support system, and I've got people who didn't think twice about telling Betty to go straight to hell. So yeah, I'm okay. Or at least I'm going to be. As long as I have myself, and I do, I'll get through this. Thank you to every single person who messaged me, commented, or just helped distract my mind during these heavy days. Your support has meant more to me than I can explain. I'm off to work now, but my heart is racing and my thoughts are everywhere. I just want to be able to say it's all over soon, even though I know the legal process will take time. Still, much love and health to all of you. Seriously. Thank you. Edit, I realized I didn't say it clearly before, but yes, my ex was abusive. I won't go into the specifics. That part doesn't need to be public right now. Final update. Let me clear up a few things people kept asking in messages. First, if my family is so great, why didn't they help me leave? The truth is, they didn't know. My mom was losing her mind toward the end, ready to drive 2 days straight just to figure out why I wasn't picking up the phone or coming home for the holidays. I only visited for 2 weeks at the beginning of the relationship, and that was it. I didn't really ask for help. My mom's always called me Miss Independent for a reason. But I'm learning now asking for help doesn't make me weak. Also, some people asked why my last update got deleted. It wasn't Reddit. I removed it after my lawyer advised me to. Legal stuff was happening, and I didn't want anything online getting in the way. So I took it down and waited until I could safely share the final piece. Now for the final update, and honestly, the end of all this garbage. My grandmother decided she wanted to play Grandmother of the Year, so she basically adopted Betty. Not legally, of course, but they're living together like one big happy toxic family. Someone commented once that misery loves company, and yeah, they nailed it. I haven't spoken to either of them. I only know what little my mom tells me, and even that's more than I want to hear. About Betty, she ended up not going through with the pregnancy. Her parents got involved and took her away a few days ago. My grandma's trying to reach out to me now, but I just don't have the emotional capacity to deal with her. Not after everything. As for the rest, it's been quiet. Which should be a good thing, but I know my ex got all his information from Betty, where I live, where I work, what my schedule is, even how I look now. So despite all the therapy, I've been on edge. I was right to hold back on sharing too many details before. And now, the part that really closes this story. My ex died of a cocaine overdose on Thursday. Call me heartless if you want, but I felt nothing but relief. No more looking over my shoulder. No more panic when the doorbell rings. No more fear. Just peace. That's all I felt. And that's okay. It's more than okay. It's everything. I've said thank you to the universe 100 times since I found out. It's finally over. His mother tried reaching out, asking if I'd attend the funeral. Yeah, no. She apologized, said she was sorry for everything she let happen to me, for everything she did to me. I told her I didn't accept her apology. I don't want her in my life. I don't want to hear from her again. I loved her once, when both of us were getting hurt by him, but in the end, she chose him. Her loyalty nearly cost me my life. That's not love. That's betrayal. I blocked her too. I don't have anything left for any of them except to see you all in hell. Maybe I'll have to unpack this anger someday. Maybe future me will have to sort through the mess of emotions they left behind. But right now? Right now I just want to keep healing, keep focusing on my family, my job, and my studies. And yes, my mom and stepdad gave me a fresh start. A fun one, even. My mom and stepdad, God bless them, helped me go back to school. They told me how proud they were and refused to let me use "I don't want to be a financial burden" as an excuse. Not on them, not on my friends. They were just there, solid, no matter what. But even with everything that's happened, I still find myself missing Betty. And no, I'm never going to let her back into my life. That door is closed for good. But it doesn't stop the ache. We were best friends for years, like sisters. Her betrayal cut deeper than any breakup I've ever been through. Losing her hurt in a way I didn't expect. I had to press harassment charges just to try and get a restraining order to stop her from showing up at my door, crying and screaming. But now, I think I'm going to let it go. She's back in her hometown with her parents. And honestly, the real monster here is dead. There's nothing left to fight. And thank God for that. The relief I feel every time I remember it's finally over, it's unreal. I'm slowly becoming myself again. I'm learning to trust myself. I laugh again, like, really laugh, and I'm starting to let new people into my life. One step at a time. One day at a time. And damn, I'm proud of the woman I'm becoming. I missed her. I missed me. And Tattoos, my partner in crime, my golden retriever of a human being, the one who found me through that first Reddit post, thank you. Thank you for showing up in my life with that big, goofy heart of yours. You made me laugh when I didn't think I could. You reminded me that kindness still exists. You even helped me practice English when I was too scared to speak it. I still use the translator more than I'd like, but thanks to you, I got better. You read my story and shared your own, and somehow, I felt less alone. The world needs more people like you, soft, open-hearted idiots with good souls. To everyone else who reached out, whether you sent advice, encouragement, or just a picture of your pet, thank you. I read every message. I couldn't reply to them all, but each one meant something. Reddit gave me a strange kind of community I didn't know I needed, and I'm so grateful for that. I think this is where I finally close the book, hopefully. I wish every single one of you a life filled with love and health. Truly. Thank you for being here. Black Heart. Update. I've never been great at coming up with titles, but I need to get this part off my chest. It's so much easier to open up when you're anonymous online than it is to tell the people closest to you what's really going on. When I came here the first time, I thought maybe I was just overreacting, that maybe I'd messed up. I thought I was asking for advice about a fight with my friend. But I never imagined how deep it all ran. I've learned a lot the hard way. Most of all, be careful who you trust. Not everyone deserves it. Some people will take your trust, stomp it into the ground, and then somehow blame you for giving it to them in the first place. When I posted that last update, I told everyone I was okay. And most people believed it. But I wasn't. Not really. I haven't told many people this, but I tried to end my life when I was 14. I was deep in a depression I didn't understand, and I didn't know how to ask for help. I thought I had to carry everything by myself, that I was strong enough to handle the weight of the world in silence. But I wasn't. And when I started to feel that same darkness creeping in again recently, I knew exactly what it meant. And that scared me more than anything. I kept pretending I was fine. I even kept going to therapy. I knew how important it was to talk, but I couldn't admit to myself why I was spiraling. So I forced myself to keep functioning. I got out of bed. I went to work. I smiled in conversations. It took everything in me just to do that. Eventually, I broke. I couldn't keep the mask on anymore. What saved me was my cat. She scratched and meowed at my bedroom door so loud that my neighbor got concerned, thank God for thin apartment walls. They found me in time. Since then, I've had to talk. I've had to say out loud what happened in that house, my own personal hell. People keep asking why I ran, what exactly happened with my ex, and why he tried to kill me. I haven't been ready to say it. But here it is. I trusted his mom. I really did. Until the day she told me she was in love with me. I tried to distance myself, but she wouldn't let me. She kept excusing her behavior, crying, touching me, saying she couldn't help how she felt. I never thought a woman would be the one to violate me like that, but I was naive. And when she told her son, my boyfriend at the time, she blamed me. Said I provoked her. He lost it. The look in his eyes. I still have nightmares about it. Pure hatred. Pure disgust. He strangled me. I don't even remember when I stopped struggling. I blacked out. When I came to and realized what had happened, something inside me finally snapped. I grabbed a bag, didn't even bother changing out of my pajamas, and I ran. I got on the first train I could find. I remember people staring at me, but I didn't care. All I could think was, home, home, home. I called my mom from the station. The look on her face when she saw me, when she saw the bruises on my neck, I'll never forget it. We told everyone I came home for vacation and ended up staying because I found a job. That was the story. Even my mom didn't get the whole truth. I told her enough to ease her worry, but not everything. I started therapy, but I couldn't fully open up then either. I was just going through the motions, pretending to get better so people would stop worrying. Especially Mom. She blamed herself for not seeing what was happening, and I didn't want to make it worse. But in my head, everything kept getting darker. I hid it all. Until I couldn't anymore. As much as I wanted to be the person I used to be, that bright, strong 19-year-old version of myself, I couldn't. I kept chasing her, and the more I failed to become her again, the worse I felt. Eventually, I stopped enjoying things. I shut down. I let life just pass by. I didn't know who I was anymore. But now I'm finally facing it. Talking about it. Admitting what really happened. I was abused. Beaten. Raped. Manipulated. Betrayed. And blamed for every bit of it. And I'm done carrying that shame. Coming to terms with everything nearly cost me my life. Accepting it all took more than a year and ended in a suicide attempt. But here's the truth, no matter how far I ran, I couldn't outrun reality. It always caught up. When I woke up in the hospital, I realized I didn't want to die. What scared me the most wasn't the pain, it was what my family would think of me. But when they found out, all I received was love. Pure, overwhelming love. And yes, there was anger too, but not at me. It was for everything that had been done to me. I'll never be able to describe the weight that lifted when the truth finally came out. It was like someone took a massive stone off my back. My old therapist and my new one have both been incredible. I've been lucky, really lucky, with the help I've received. I'm so thankful for both of them. Yesterday, they called me just to check in since we didn't have our regular session. It was my first day out of the hospital. I'll be heading back tonight, but these past hours? They've been good. Even with Sheila being Sheila, I had burritos for dinner. We even snuck out at 3 a.m. to grab McFlurries. Today, we're going shopping for my room at my mom's house, my new space, or maybe my old one, depending how you look at it. I've barely let go of my cat since I got home. I missed her more than I realized. I didn't plan on posting again. I thought the last update would be enough. But things change. And now, I'm really healing. The person I'm becoming might be a little less shiny than I once was, but she's wiser. Not as naive. A bit more guarded, but still me, in a different way. At the hospital, I met people with stories far more painful than mine, yet they still smiled, still cared, still loved. Their hearts are pure gold despite everything. That kind of strength gives me hope. One night, a few of us snuck up to the roof. We got caught, yeah, but for a few minutes, we sat under the moon and just felt free. That little moment of peace meant everything. I've started to enjoy the small things again, drawing, eating, sleeping without pills or nightmares. Things aren't perfect, but they're heading in the right direction. I know some friends are going to read this and ask why I kept it all to myself. And the truth is, I was ashamed. Even though I shouldn't be, I still sometimes am. But I'm working through that. I'm learning how to forgive myself. I'm learning how to look forward. Healing isn't a straight line. It sounds so inspiring when you read about it, but living through it? It's messy. It's full of tears, backslides, and days where it feels like you're back at square one. But that's part of it, too. And despite it all, I will be okay. Because I always end up okay. I don't know if I'll post again. Maybe this is it. But if this helps someone the way writing it is helping me, then I'm glad I did it. Sometimes, just admitting that you're not okay is the biggest step. And I'm not okay right now. But I will be. Life doesn't pause for anyone. And sometimes, that's the hardest part, needing a break but knowing you won't get one. Still, I believe things will get better. I believe in healing. I believe in the effort I'm putting in. I believe that one day, I'll go from just surviving to truly living again. My therapist says that wanting to live again is the first step. And I want it. Badly. I hope someday I can look back at all of this without it hurting so much. I know that'll take time. But I'm willing to give myself that time now. Before I go, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for the messages, for the kindness, for the love. God knows how much your words carried me through. Right now, I'm about to go have a coffee and shop for emerald green bedsheets for my room. My stepdad ordered me a giant bookshelf for my books and promised he'd have it assembled before I get back. My brother's even rearranging his room so we have space to put in a beanbag chair for when we hang out and play Minecraft together. My family isn't perfect. We're small. We've had rough patches. But they're mine. And they're amazing. And I hope I get to enjoy many more years with them. That's all for now. Thank you for everything. I really do hope life is kind to you. And that every good wish you've put out into the world finds its way back to you tenfold.